All right, first grade. So we are going to paint our turtles today. We are going to be painting them with watercolors. So you're going to have a couple different sizes of brushes. You're going to have your large brush, your medium brush, and your small brush. Try to paint as much as you can with your large brush so that way it will cover a lot of space, and then you can kind of go back later with some smaller brushes, okay? So I think I am going to start by painting my shell orange, because if you want, you could paint it a more realistic color, but I think I want to paint mine with some really fun colors instead. So I'm going to paint his shell orange, and you have to be really careful because this is really liquidy paint on a three-dimensional surface, meaning it's not flat, right? So the paint could kind of drip and run all over. So be really careful you're putting it where you want it to be. So you can see, if you flip it over, see how it kind of dripped down like that? So be really careful. I don't really mind that because it's on the bottom and you won't see it, but just trying to show you that it can drip. So make sure you're being super careful. I don't want to get the orange on his legs. I'm trying to get every single part of my shell because I don't want to leave anything white. Okay, so now his shell is done. I think I'm going to go and paint his legs. Maybe yellow. His tail would probably be the same color that his legs are. And you can see I'm making sure to kind of turn it so I'm doing the edges. We don't want to miss any edges. The only thing that you don't have to paint is the bottom because you're not going to see the bottom. So I'm painting his head yellow too, but the only thing I don't want to paint on his head is his eyeballs because I don't want his eyeballs to also be yellow. There, he's looking pretty cute. Now, I can go through and add any extra details I want to add. So, your textures are really cool. You can take another color and kind of, my texture doesn't really work too well for this, but if you have like little squares or anything that's being pressed down in your texture or in your turtle, you can kind of take another color and go through and kind of put a different color in those little textures. So mine is like these little dots, these little like bumps of dots. So I'm just going through and I'm kind of putting red around those dots. So then my dots stay purple, or so my dots stay orange, but the space around them is red. I always like to kind of put a different color in the deep parts of my textures to kind of make them stand out a little bit more. So anything that's kind of pressed in, that's where I like to put some cool colors down in those spaces. So that looks pretty cool, but what else I could do is I could take a totally different color, maybe purple, and I'm taking my smallest brush now. And I can do all kinds of cool designs. Maybe I want to draw some spirals on there. Maybe I want to draw some polka dots. You can do all kinds of fun designs on your turtle to make them look super, super cool. I think I also might press a color in the little marks I made on his feet, so maybe a little bit of orange in there. Just to make him stand out a little bit more, like I said. Then I think the last thing I want to do is put a little tiny color right in the center of his eye, where I poked that middle of his eye. I'm going to take, I think I want to do blue, but you could do any color for his eye. And I'm just going to take my smallest brush and put that right in the center.